recently got the chance to take a few online Spanish classes with Spanish VIP, and I wanted to share my experience with you all. But first, for more language-related content, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. So I've taken a lot of online Spanish classes and classes for other languages as well, so I know what I like in a Spanish teacher. What I liked about Spanish VIP was that it was tailored to what I was interested in. Before the very first lesson, the teacher asked me what my level of Spanish was and what topics I would be interested in discussing. Then the next day is when the actual lesson began. It started off with a few minutes of us having a conversation. She asked me various questions, and it was just really nice. It was her way of assessing what my actual level of Spanish was.
O sea que no estás trabajando virtual.
No, pero mi prometido sí, porque él trabaja para una empresa en una oficina, pero ahora tiene que trabajar en casa porque la oficina no está abierta ahora.
Then shortly after that is when the real lesson began. She started off by showing me or telling me what we were going to be learning during that lesson, which I really liked. It was actually nice to know what I would be learning before just diving right into it.
En las primeras diapositivas siempre tenemos presente lo que el estudiante va a aprender en la clase con nosotros, cada día. Entonces, por ejemplo, aquí dice, hoy aprenderás los tipos de perífrasis verbales que existen.
I really appreciated that the entire lesson was conducted in Spanish because I'm always trying to improve my listening skills. Another thing I really liked was that I also had the chance to speak a lot. So not only was she explaining grammar to me in Spanish, I was able to use the grammar that I learned in example sentences and get her feedback on if I was fully grasping the content or not, which was really important for me because, like I said, the entire lesson was in Spanish, so it was possible that I was confusing or getting some things mixed up. So I really liked that I had a lot of chance to practice what I was learning during the lesson.
Ayúdame a construir una oración con esos verbos.
Empecé a estudiar español hace 4 años.
Muy bien, está perfecto.
Another thing I really liked was that she asked me if I wanted homework after the lesson, because I'm always a fan of doing homework. It's my way of knowing if I fully understood the lesson or not. So I was really grateful that I had a chance to do some homework before our second lesson. The second lesson was a full hour and it built upon the previous lesson. It started off by her going over my homework and I had a chance to ask her any questions about things I was still uncertain about. So by the time we were done going over the homework, I felt pretty confident that I completely understood what we had just gone over the day before. Like I mentioned before, I really liked how after going over a different grammar structure, she would then ask me to give her my own example sentences just to make sure that I really understood what was going on. And that's exactly what we did during the second lesson as well. I just kept on giving her my example sentences and trying to come up with different sentences that I thought might work but I wasn't sure about. So it was really nice having her instant feedback. Overall, I had a really great experience with Spanish VIP. In the past, when I've taken other Spanish classes, the grammar was taught completely in English. Or if I did conversation practice, the teacher or tutor wasn't able to answer a lot of the grammar questions that I had, so I just always felt like there was something missing from any online classes that I was taking. Now, I also want to share with you all how Spanish VIP works and what their process is like, because I had the chance to ask her a lot of questions that I thought you guys might have about Spanish VIP. So just like how it was for me, your first lesson will start off with the teacher assessing your language skills, and you'll also have the opportunity to let them know what you're interested in learning. So while they do have a curriculum that you can go by, they also really take into account what you actually want to learn. For example, if you're really interested in learning more about the past tense, or you want to focus on the subjunctive, let them know because they have materials that they can use that will be of actual interest to you. So after your first lesson, your next lesson will be with a different teacher because your first lesson was all about figuring out what your interests are and what your level is. So your next teacher will be really geared towards helping you reach your specific goals. But not to worry, all teachers at Spanish VIP actually have to go through a training, so no matter who you're working with someone that's been professionally trained to teach you Spanish. And all of the Spanish VIP teachers are native speakers if that's something that's really important to you. Another thing that's really cool is if you don't like one teacher, you actually have the opportunity to continue trying out different teachers until you find someone that you feel is a good fit. Also, like I mentioned before, you have the option of doing homework or not. So you don't have to do homework if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. For me, like I said, I like doing homework because it gives me a chance to make sure that I actually understood the lesson. However, if you're someone that wants to take multiple lessons a week, maybe you don't have time to do homework after every lesson if you have another lesson the very next day. And maybe you don't need to because you're going to have another lesson pretty soon, so you can ask your teacher any questions that you have right away. Now, they do recommend that if you're a beginner, you take at least 5 lessons per week, but what's really cool is you're not paying per lesson. You pay a monthly fee, a quarterly fee, or a yearly fee, and you can take as many lessons as you want. Which, if you really take advantage of that, you're paying a lot less per lesson than you would taking lessons somewhere else. And your lessons can be 30 minutes or an hour. It's really up to you. Like I said, you can take as many lessons as you want during the week. All you have to do is come up with an agreement with your teacher about what time you'll take your lessons. And you can also meet with multiple teachers if one teacher doesn't have all the availability that you need. One thing that shocked me about Spanish VIP is that they actually make all their own materials, and if you're interested in learning about something that they don't have materials for, they'll actually make it for you. Another thing I really like is that you can have a reading lesson one day, a speaking lesson the next day, a listening lesson the day after that. It's really flexible. You just need to let them know what you're interested in, and you can have a lesson that really meets your needs. And since all of the teachers are native speakers and live in the country, you'll be able to learn more about different Latin American countries if that's what you're also interested in. That's everything I wanted to say about Spanish VIP. If you're interested in taking any Spanish lessons with them, I have a link down in the description box below, so make sure you check it out. And if you have any other questions about Spanish VIP or you want to know more about them, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.